I think some of the best growth opportunities in my life have been when I haven't known what was going to happen. I just knew that I had to let go of what was already happening. And so I think that we go from this kind of an idea of surrender to that kind of an idea of surrender. That maybe we have fulfilled our purpose, our cycle at this stage of our lives. That maybe this thing happened for a reason or a season, but not a lifetime. And I know I can put a number of marriages onto that list. And that it was time to let go and to trust that whatever we are goes out to fulfill its purpose, which in the case of the dandelion is to let go of its seeds and let them blow in the air, and perhaps one will take hold. Or maybe, as we're growing spiritually, we realize that it's our need to control that keeps us holding on. Because we think that if we can control everything, then we don't have to have that period of time when we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have to develop trust and faith. We can just control everything. Controlling everything is exhausting, though. And so when we try to control everything, then we get very tired, we get cranky, and we limit the amount of good that we can have in our lives. Because we can only have as much good as we can think of. Ernest tells us that. Except as we open up to infinite possibilities of greater amounts of good that we haven't even thought of yet, we open up to accept that level of prosperity, of health, of wholeness, of joy in our lives. And so we want to continue to get comfortable with letting go, with surrendering. And what do we surrender? We surrender our need to control. We surrender our fear. We surrender our smallness to open up to that greater something. And as we get good at surrendering, some pretty cool things happen. Because at some stage in our life, over and over again, we're crawling around like a bug. We're eating like crazy. We know that the time is limited and that we have to consume as much as we possibly can. We don't have any idea why, but we know that that's where we are, that that's our path. And as we get really, really fat on leaves and whatever else caterpillars eat, all of a sudden something starts whispering that our time as a caterpillar is coming to a close. And the interesting thing is that caterpillars have no idea that they are related to butterflies. They don't know that that butterfly is their brother or their sister, their mother, their father, whatever. It's a completely different species, not in their consciousness, not there at all. And yet something happens that is irresistible. And I know we can resist all we want. God knows I've spent years resisting change, holding on, digging my feet in, fighting tooth and nail. That Miami Church of Religious Science that I was the minister of, I was removed from. My last membership meeting had my attorney on one side and a hired parliamentarian on the other. I was fighting tooth and nail. And for what? To not have you? To not have you? That's crazy. I just didn't know. And because I didn't know, I knew that I had to hold on to what I had because I didn't know what was coming. And I would imagine that little caterpillar over on the left has no idea that a butterfly is coming or that it will be asked by the cycles of life to let go of everything that it has ever known, everything that it defines itself to be, to let go of the actual cells in its body, and to become the cosmic goo, filled with imaginal cells. These are biological terms, cosmic goo and imaginal cells. And haven't you felt like that? that you had to let it go, that it's in the past, that times are changing, and that we have to let go of the way that we thought things were going to be and embrace the new. And yet sometimes we go back and we get a little more blood and a little more dirt on that white flag. I'm not waving that flag. And then something calls to us, and it all makes perfect sense. That no matter whether or not we don't have a clue about what the future holds, we don't have any guarantees, we don't even have a plan, but we're going to let go. We're going to let go of fighting. We're going to let go of our need to control, and we're going to let go of what we thought would be. Because we know deep inside of us that something greater is here. We haven't seen it. We haven't experienced it, but we know. I remember when I was a kid, I knew there was something else I was supposed to be. I knew I was not supposed to be poor. I was not supposed to be sad. I was not supposed to be dirty. I was not supposed to be the kid that wasn't allowed in the neighbor's yard. I wasn't supposed to be that, but I had no idea how to be who I knew I was supposed to be at some level. And so when I found this teaching at the young age of 24, I grabbed hold of it. Because if there is anything that I can do to have my life be the way that I want it to be, I will do it.